Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. And today I'm going to explain about the difference between BAPI and BADI. So this is the common question you get in interview, and especially I get in comments that BAPI and BADI. In certain occasions I explain, but there is no specific video by explaining, taking an example. So I thought like let's make this video. I hope it will clarify the people related to that confusion between BAPI and BADI. So first we'll see the theoretical, then I will give you an example by taking SAP screen. So what is BAPI and what is BADI? So first of all, if you see what is BAPI, okay, BAPI means business application programming interface. What is BADI? BADI means business add add-in. So business add-ins. So here the what is business add-in and what kind of activity happened. So those things if you can consider. So first of all, we'll see that BAPI. The main purpose of BAPI is like it's like standardized stable interface that allows external systems to other components. So generally, if you are external system, if you want to create certain document, we use BAPI because these are all RFC enabled. So what is the purpose? To perform specific business tasks such as creating a purchase order or creating a material or approving the purchase order. So these are all any activity you can do by using the BAPI. You can post a single transaction or you can post hundreds of purchase orders to create. You can use the BAPI. What is the nature? It's the function module. That's why you can test with SE37. But only difference will be function modules are mostly for internal within SAP. For BAPI, these are RFC enabled, like a remote function call. So the RFC enabled so that you can call the transaction to create. For example, there are two systems. This is SAP. Here it may be some kind of a 3PL or any POS system, any third-party system, and SAP. If you get some data, okay, so if they post GR, you can use by using BAPI, you can post the GR automatically. Okay, it can be directly BAPI or else even if you use IDOC also inside BAPI will be there. That I will show you. Okay. So the BAPI is RFC enabled. So you can call from the external system to SAP system to post it, and you can create multiple. For example, another example for BAPI is you can create by using BAPI. You can create this is for the interface one, right? You can create by using the custom. So any custom program if you are creating, you can create material in a custom program. When you are making a custom, you can create a material. The same thing, you can create PO, GR, anything you can do it. And second, then we can do bulk transaction posting. bulk transaction posting during cutover. During cutover, you want to create thousands of materials. You can create hundreds of purchase orders. By using BAPI, you can create it. So there are different BAPI PO create one and BAPI goods movement. Okay, BAPI material create, BAPI material change. So now we understand that BAPIs are mainly for the to perform the business task. It can be create master data creation or transaction data creation. Then what is BADI? So these baddies are kind of enhancement in a specific transaction. I will take one example to explain. So it is mostly like a technique. You wanted to have a kind of functionality within the transaction. You want to keep it. So what the purpose? Purpose is mainly for the to add custom business rules. To add custom business rules to standard SAP processes. To standard SAP process. So here what happened, for example, in a purchase order, you wanted to make certain fields as behavior based on the other field. Okay, for example, if you give this plant is selected, then system should ask you to input certain condition type. Or if you wanted to make certain field as a mandatory based on input parameter, like either a material group basis, these kind of custom validations or any kind of a custom specific behavior. For example, you want to hide certain field like hold function in a purchase order, or you wanted to hide the certain tab. These are all kind of a specific functions in a transaction, that is business add-in. So the what is the main nature of this kind of a business add-in? Like it's an interface-based enhancement. SAP provides the definition, and the developer creates an implementation of the custom code. I will show you what are the different SAP standard baddies available. So the comparison wise, you can see the both a comparison. It's a business application program interface and business add-in, and to add a custom business rules and to add validations or specific functionalities in a transaction. So to add a specific functionalities in a transaction, we definitely use these baddies. So the difference wise, now you understand that BAPI you can create business transaction. In a one BAPI can be used in a customized program to create a document, to post a document, or you want to create a bulk transaction posting, use the BAPI. But BADI is only for implementing a specific function in a transaction. The BADI implementation, 90% it will be done by the technical ABAP consultant. In case of BAPI, at least we provide the input parameters, like what all input parameters we need to give. In YouTube also we have multiple videos related to BAPI. The goods movement BAPI I explained, and display material, release purchase order. These are all BAPIs are available on YouTube too. So technology wise, it's RFC enabled and it's like ABAP objects. And the primary goal, like I mentioned, that the primary goal will be to create a business transaction either based on the data from the external system or within SAP system. The BADI is for the any internal logic modification to behave differently in a standard transaction. It's like an enhancement, we call like enhancement. So BAPI can be used for enhancement, like a enhancement kind of thing, or a conversion. we use it, but BADI is mainly for the enhancement. So to modify or extend the standard SAP behavior, you want to deactivate certain functionality or to activate certain functionality, we use BADI. Direction wise, the BAPI can be inbound or outbound. From SAP, it will go back, or inbound from the external system, it will come and create, like that can happen. And in BADI, it's native, it's kind of the internal logic modification, like how we are making within the transaction, we are going to make it. So we call it like a internal logic modification. Okay, so this is about the example as I told you. A POS system will send the data related to material, vendor, everything information, and system will automatically create purchase order in SAP by using BAPI. The BADI, the hold function to deactivate. You don't want to have a hold function in a purchase order. That can be activated. You can plug your own logic whether to activate or deactivate. But before going for a scratch logic, the developer has to review what are SAP standard BADIs are available. If anything will be useful, he has to use that and make the logic change so that the efforts will be reduced. So let me show you one transaction to give you the get better idea. So this is ME21N transaction. We all of us we know that. For example, here, okay. So here what happened? This is the ME21N. If you want to create this material, this purchase order in a customized program automatically, or bulk PO we want to create, then you will use BAPI to execute the transaction or to create the business transaction. Then what is BADI? This hold function you wanted to hide, then BADI. Okay. So you want to hide the hold function, then it is BADI. So this hold function, BADI. Or else based on the plant, if there is a business requirement that if the plant is GP01, okay, if the plant is GP01, you wanted to have some behavior in the pricing related behavior, or else the GR based IV should become blank. Any such kind of a requirement, the crazy requirement, then we maintain the GP01 and this program of the Material Master PO creation program related one, ME21 and related program, we maintain in a CCID. So what is CCID? Constant ID. We have a video in important topics for SAP consultants on Udemy or on YouTube also directly available, constant ID. So we maintain that the plant and in the transaction or the program details, when it is matching, the GR based IV should become blank. For others, the GR based IV should be available. I'm just giving an example. Any such kind of requirements are coming, and then the ABAPer has to implement the BADI. He will take any PO change related BADI available, then make the changes according to our requirement. But these parameters we maintain in a constant ID. If you maintain the GP01 in that constant ID, then only the logic will work. And if it is GP02, okay, for example, if it is GP02 you are giving here, then the logic will not work because in CCID maintained only GP01. I hope you got an idea now. BADI is a specific function or extension of the standard behavior, or inactivating the certain standard behavior or activating certain standard behavior. Then only the BADI will be used. But BAPI is for the executing the transaction in bulk or one by one transaction in a customized program. So that's it about these things. And let me show you about the transactions. So let us remove this. Okay, let me remove /n. You can go to BAPI transaction. So you will see the plenty of BAPIs in the BAPI transaction. The same thing you can execute from SA37 because BAPI itself a function module, but BAPIs have the RFC enabled so that you can use the BAPIs for interfaces from the external system. But function modules are mostly within the SAP system. That's the difference. Okay. Transaction is BAPI. If you go to the BAPI transaction, you will see the all the repository of BAPIs, SAP standard BAPIs. You will see there. So this is the BAPI total list of BAPIs. For example, as MM consultant, if you focus on the MM part, so you can see that multiple areas are available. You can go to material management, purchasing, purchase order. So you can see the purchase order, the change related, create. So these are all different BAPIs are available. So for example, if you click on this one, see BAPI PO create one. This is the current one. If you are using the IDOC, it's the PO or the CR1. So that also will have the same kind of a thing. So the object things you can see. So PO or the CR1 is the IDOC type. If you want to create a purchase order from the third party system, like if you're getting data from third party system, you can use that. And normally if you want to use anything, the BAPI PO create one. Go to SC37, give BAPI PO create one, and we have to input this data. Okay. So what all input parameters you are going to pass it in the header, okay, the company code, PO document type, vendor, those information. And in the item, you need to pass the material quantity, those information, then the system will create a purchase order. So these are multiple videos are available about the function modules on YouTube and in Udemy also important concepts for function consultants, important topics for function consultants. That in that video you can watch that. So then what is BADI? Go to SPRO, reference IMG, material management, purchasing. For example, you are focusing on purchasing area. So when you go to the purchasing, you just go down. There is a node called business add-ins for purchasing. SAP has given certain list of standard baddies you can utilize for making changes based on the business requirement. We already discussed what is baddie. It's an extension of a standard transaction. Like you can add or remove certain functionalities in a standard function. So say change field control, any customized field control you wanted to manage, which is not in the configuration. And the open PO related modify purchase order header. If you want to make some modifications to the header, the web consultant will use this baddie to make respective changes. Okay. So deactivate hold function. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, right? If you want to deactivate the hold function, you can implement this one so that the hold button will be removed from the ME21 and transaction. So deactivate additional updating of change documents. So SAP has given the plenty of standard things. So if there is a requirement, a BAP consultant, even as a function consultant, you also go through, and maybe you can provide in the function specification. I found these two or three baddies. Can you verify whether it can be useful for implementing our current requirement? You may suggest with the two, three baddies. Let him go through whether it can be used or not, any other challenges, those things, the latter part. So again, a similar baddie you will find in inventory management also. When you go to inventory management, okay. So once you go to this inventory management, here also you will find the any kind of baddies related to inventory management, if there are anything available. Maintain customer exits and business add-ins. You can see there are baddies available with related to inventory management. So this is the way how you can find and implement. You can go through that by seeing the name, the text name. You can understand certain baddies, what is the purpose and all. I hope you understand about the difference between BAPI and BADI. If you have any inputs or any kind of a feedback, please provide. And thanks for watching. Keep providing ratings on Udemy to encourage me. Thank you. Thanks again.